right, so today is day 1 of the Advent Christmas calendar, the 12 days. So today we are going to start opening up, not all of them, but we're going to start with day 1. So we're going to open up this container here, this pocket, and then we're going to make a card using that. So again, it might not be a Christmas card because the set was not meant to be a Christmas card. As you can see, it's more birthdays and that kind of thing. And then later, I'm going to actually do another video. It might be pre-recorded, but it is going to be like a Christmas. So, because I'm going to be in a craft fair November. It's Sunday. It's like November 16th, I think. So would love to have you guys stop by if you are in the area. Okay, so we're going to open this up and see what's in this little pocket right here. So I am so excited. So I think I told you guys in the intro video that I did that I did not do any peeking of things that are in any of these pockets because I wanted to be just as surprised as you are. So here we go. So this is the first one, and it is a set of dies. Look at that. All right, so we'll close that up. Okay, so I'm going to move this out of the way, and let's take a look and see what we have. So again, I think I said I was going to try to do color families too, which I do have those in front of me. So we'll see what we end up with. So it looks like this flower goes to this right here some way. So we'll figure that one out. Or it could be just this one does. I don't know. One of them does. And then we have this one here that's textured. We have some leaves, a leaf, singular, a butterfly. Look at that. A rainbow in a scalloped edge. And then another kind of leafy image. So look at that. We got 7 dies. 7. All right. So what are we going to do? I did decide I was going to use white cardstock regardless of what was in the package. So we are going to start with that. And then we're going to make a card using some of these dies. Yay. All right. So here we go. Let's get started. We're going to use this stamp set too, as well, I should say. So let me get our piece of thick white cardstock here. And I also brought just a regular piece of white. So this one looks like it's the thick one. So we're going to go ahead and cut this down to, we're going to do it this way. So we're going to cut it at 5.5. I'm hoping to have, maybe this done in the future, but we'll see. So 5.5, and then we'll score at 4.25. So we'll just follow right now just those basic measurements. So this will be our card base. Yeah, I don't know why I'm struggling to figure out which one is the thicker one. I don't know. They both feel pretty. They both feel pretty thick, don't they? Okay. Well, whatever. All right. So I think we're going to use the Brights color family. So I only brought some. So this is the Brights right here. So we're going to use some of the colors from that particular stamp set. And you know what? I have this paper for Brights. I have it over here in like multiple, like I have it in the neutrals, and I have some other paper here, but I think we'll use some of this. I think that will go nicely with these dies that we have. Okay, so let's figure out what we're going to do. I think what we'll do is we'll use this right here. So we'll use that color or that piece strip that we have. And I think we'll do some boxes because we have all these different flowers that we're going to be able to use. And I think I don't know that I'm going to use that one. So let's do that. So we're going to take a strip. Let's see how, you know what? Maybe we'll do it this way. I think we're going to do it this way. And I think I'm going to switch and use this color, which I believe is, well, let me see. Let's see what color that is. I can't quite tell. That is, yeah, this is Coastal Cabana. All right. So you know what we're going to do? We're going to cut this to be 5 and 5¼ by 2 inches. All right. So this is going to be our base, or one of our, so I'm just cutting this down to 5¼ and I think I said 2 inches. Yeah, I think 2 inches will be good. Now, because I'm not sure I just want the designer series paper directly on just this flat white piece, we are going to cut a piece of white that is 5 3/8 by 4 1/8. Okay, so we're going to cut a piece, that's 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. So basically, we're just taking an inch off of each side. And then let's layer that right on top of our basic white. So what we're going to do is we're going to get that really small border, but we're going to leave that off there to the side. So now I'm just going to put this right on here. Oh, this side. Let's see. What side do yeah, I'm going to use I want the leaves to show. So let's go ahead and get out our glue here. And we will, I always think I always should check this before I start, right? This always is a challenge, isn't it? Oh, there we go. Here we go. I just, actually, I just got a couple more tubes, and they were a little chilly when they arrived, and you guys might know some of the glue does not do well when it hits cold weather. There's some other glues that are sold, like our glitter glue, and some people don't ship it in the winter time, so you kind of have to make sure you order it because it changes consistency. I've only had that once with the Stampin' Up! Glue, and that was because it literally, I think it sat on a dock due to a winter storm. So, just FYI. All right, so now what we're going to do is we are going to use these dies right here, and I am going to, I think, stamp some and then use some of them like this. And I'm going to put them along this edge right here to make kind of like a border. And then we'll put our sentiment and then maybe have a couple of the butterflies floating in the air. So let's see what we have. So I'm going to put this off to this. So I'm going to put this just over here, and then we'll bring out a piece of white scrap paper, which I have right here. And let's start with our stamps. And I got them all arranged. I did stamp all of these, so because I was like, what exactly am I getting? So here's all the stamped images. So if I look, I'm guessing this big die here cuts out, yeah, it cuts out this flower here. And then I bet this small one, yeah, I think it cuts out this one here, probably. Maybe not. Maybe it doesn't. Anyhow, so we'll have to, if we use this one, we'll have to stamp and figure out. And I think it does. I'm not sure if I put an extra leaf or something in there. All right, so let's go ahead and we'll get our block here, and we'll stamp a couple of the large ones and then a couple of the small ones. Well, let's see. Yeah, I think we can do that. All right, so now we got to pick a color. So we have this color here. So I'll tell you what, I'm going to stamp one in this Azure Afternoon, which is also part of Brights. And then this is Coastal Cabana. So we'll stamp one in that one too. And see what we get. Okay. All right. So there we go. Stamp it down here. And I'm just going to clean this off since we're going to use it multiple, oops, sorry for the shaking, multiple times. I'll move that out of the way. I'm going to leave it open. We'll see. All right. And then we'll use the Coastal Cabana. And we'll put that one kind of over here. Again, I'm not sure. There, perfect. All right. Now I also have, in our stamp set, we have some leaves here, right? And then we have this image here. Actually, both of these, I think literally, looks like one of them is a die, and then the other one's just gonna stamp out, or not stamp, but die cut out that image. So I have some green here, Granny Apple Green. So I think this color, I don't know, let's see. And I have some, I think I like this one better. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and we are going to, we'll take those couple of those greenery pieces, and I'm going to show you a little tip on that. This right here, I think we will also cut out, and this one we will use, I have some Melon Mambo here. So that is also from the Brights. So let's see if we can take a little piece of this, and I'm just going to cut a strip. I probably should have brought some strips instead of just big pieces of cardstock, but that's okay. So we'll cut out this one. We'll cut out these two. We'll do some leaves here. So we'll cut this there. We'll just take a strip of this paper too. And then we'll run all this through our die cutting machine. And our little butterfly here, I'm not sure, but you know what? We're going to cut one out because we can, because we have all these pieces. All right, so let's go ahead and bring our green pieces in as well. And we're going to do a couple runs through the cut and emboss machine. So we'll bring that over. Let me go ahead and close these up. I think I did want to stamp. Let's see. Okay, so let me show you a really quick way you can get multiples of these. So I'm going to take this piece of cardstock and I'm going to fold it in half. And now, because it's cardstock, I'm able to still fit it in. And actually, when I put this on now, I will get 2 flowers instead of just 1. So I'm going to go ahead. And it just, saves you a little bit of time if you are doing multiples. And I'm going to do the same thing with the leaves here. We're just going to fold this in half. Now I see I had a little piece over there that looked a little a little funky. So we'll put our leaves here, and I'll just bring this in just so you guys can kind of see. I probably should have brought out my new plate, like, you know, plates that I have, so they're not so, you're getting the old ones. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and figure out where this goes, which looks like to be right about there. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take our card here and let's figure out how exactly we may want to position all of our pretty die cuts here, right? With our other flowers. And I think what I want to do is stamp in the background here. Okay, so we're going to stamp some flowers because then we're also going to have these flowers along the edge. So it's going to look like this nice little bouquet. All right, so let's go ahead and do a couple flowers in, we'll do some in Melon Mom. We'll do some in all of them. All right, so we're going to take and switch our stamp and move on to the next one here. So we'll use this one here, this stamp. This is the small. Now, I think I want it to go a little bit off the edge, but I don't care if it goes below, because I will make sure that I have something that kind of covers that up. And what I might do, you know what, we'll use some ribbon. We have ribbon over here, so we'll use some sort of an embellishment, all right? And then I'll do another one that's maybe maybe halfway on. We'll do that. Okay, so we're just going to fill this up with some different colored flowers. We'll clean this stamp again. Now there's also a center, a centerpiece that you can add to the flowers. I might use black for that. So we'll see. We'll figure that one out too. Oh, I still need this. We're just going to switch colors. And let's do some that are the azure here. And maybe put it down here. You know what? Why don't we do this? Well, I don't want to. You know, it's one of those you're like, okay, I don't want to really ruin it. Okay, and then let's see. Let's see where we are. All right, as far as how things may look as we put these different flowers on here. How do we see them kind of coming together? I think I'm going to want, this is going to have to go a little bit here. Right? And again, we're going to cover that up, I think, with ribbon. So let's just see if I do it this way. And this one goes here. I think I'm going to want maybe one other flower here. So let's do this. Let's do this one, the next one, in some Granny Apple Green. we'll put that maybe, ooh, yikes. Sorry about that, guys. I am going to, I think I may have put that in there without cleaning the stamp. All right, here we go. Okay. All right, good. Okay, and while we're stamping, let's go ahead and stamp those centers with some black. All right. So let's get our pretty dies out of the way here, and let's put our stamps away, and then we'll get out the center. Excuse me. And it's a little hard to tell which one kind of goes, but I think we'll use this one. I think that's probably the best one. So we'll get out our black ink here. Now it says white, but you can see I have a black strip here. This is the one where you can buy the uninked pad, and then you use the black ink refill. And I really like how that looks. So we're just gonna, I think this is gonna add a little bit of color there. And we'll just put a little bit right there. There we go. Okay. Okay, here we go. So we have, so now we're just going to put these flowers on, but I think so we'll look and see which ones go best where. So maybe right here and right here. Well, actually, let's switch those. I think we'll put this one over here, right here, and then maybe this one right there. And then we have our greenery that will just sprig throughout, okay, to give it a little dimension here. And again, before we go too far down this path, we want to put our ribbon or whatever we're going to use to kind of cover up that area. So I have shaded spruce, and I have this basic beige. So I think we're going to use the basic beige. And the reason is we didn't really use any of the, so I think we're just going to take that and run it right across. And we will add some glue dots because I did not bring a tape runner. All these things I have to remember to do for the next one, right? That we do together. All right, so now I'm going to put this right here, and I just want to double check because I want to make sure, right, we're covering just that strip right there. Okay. And then we will attach that piece there and just trim that down. So you guys will have to put in the comments if you have seen any of the cards that other people have made. I have so not looked, and I'm glad I didn't. But I'm sure there is going to be some amazingly beautiful cards out there. So that was the other thing, right? I thought, well, we'll just do what we do, right? Okay, so let's go ahead now and let's add our pieces that we want. So I think I want this one here, and I want to add a green. We'll add kind of a green leaf sticking out. So again, we'll use these glue dots to add that. to the back. So I'm going to turn it over, and then we'll apply it where we want it to go. We want it to live, so to speak. And we'll put it right, we'll just kind of have it sticking out right there, I think. Right there on the side. And then we're going to put this up on dimensionals. All right. Well, this is pretty nifty. I was wondering if they were going to have dies, or if they were just going to say, nope, you know, we're just going to have you kind of fussy cut everything. But that's kind of nice, the die. And now that I look at it, see, we can plan a little bit more tomorrow, can't we? Because it could be that we use markers. You know, we get out our Stampin' blends. So we'll put that like right like that, maybe. Just got to get it. So I don't want it to go too far over, remember, because I only have like 1/8 of an inch here when I put it on my white card base. Okay. And I think we'll put a piece of greenery maybe right in, or let's see, do we want to put something here? I don't know, we'll see. I don't want to make it too crazy. All right, and then I'm not sure. I'm thinking I might actually want to put this right here and then put this one right here. I think I might like that a little better. Okay, so we're going to put this over here. And we'll put that up on dimensionals too. Okay, so we'll put a dimensional in the middle. And let's see, do I have any minis with me here? Let me see. You always have to have some mini dimensionals, right? If you don't. Oh, here we go. So these are great, you guys, these minis, because I can put them right on all of these leaves here. To get my Take Your Pick tool out. I'm so excited to have it back, and I haven't had a chance to really play with it. Or use it, I should say. All right, so I'm just going to put one on every. There we go. One on every location. All right, here we go. We're going to take all this out. I got a little hot mess going on over here. Okay, there we go. And we're just going to put that right there. Now, I will tell you, I have this on on the ribbon. So you do need to make sure, if you ever do that, that you do have something that anchors it directly to the card. Otherwise, it will move around and it won't look very nice. Great. So now we're going to put this one, and I'm just going to adhere this directly to the card. All right, but we're just going to create kind of a little cluster, I think, right here. All right, so let's go ahead and let's add some adhesive. Now, if you wanted to get really fancy, schmancy, you could curl these leaves up too, or we could use our blending brush around them, and that would give you another whole look on the card itself. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead again and take these glue dots here, and I'm going to put one on the bottom, and I think I'm going to actually stick this, well, you know what, I was going to put it right under here, or under here. So let's see if we can do that. This is where our Take Your Pick tool might come in handy. Kind of get that adhesive right under there, and then you can just take your tool and just kind of mash it down there so it doesn't fall out. There we go. Oops. Maybe. There we go. All right, make sure it's not gonna, there we go, it's not gonna fall out. Okay. I'm going to put our butterfly is going to live up there. And I think, oh, we have these few other pieces of greenery, which we definitely want to use. And we want to get some greenery on this side here. So we will put, let's put maybe a leaf over here, right? And actually we'll do both. We'll kind of just make this a little bit of a collage here. So again, we'll put a glue dot on the front. And these pieces are pretty, you know, because they're so, I don't know, I don't want to say thin, but, you know, they're a little more delicate, I guess. And then I'm going to put the leaf maybe over like that. And then we'll put another glue dot on the back. And then we'll just kind of, again, slide that right underneath the corner there of our card. There we go. And that is that right there. All right, and now for this guy, we're just going to give it some glue here. And you know what I think we might do is put them both, and then we'll put them right kind of next to each other and see what we get. So we'll put one here, and we'll look and see what it looks like first. And then see, do we want to do another one? Or do we want to put one over here? And you know what? Is that guy's not upside down, right? No, right? Is that upside down? Oh, I think it is. No, it's not. No, the big ones I think are, is it supposed to be like that? I don't know. But I'll tell you what we're going to do. We have let me look at something here. I have this piece on the side. Okay, so I have this piece on the side. So I'm wondering if I do this, yeah, that wouldn't look very good. Okay, that's okay. Never mind. I think we'll put the other one. Let's see. I think we're going to put them both over here. Let me see. I'm looking through the camera. See which one I like better. Guys. Or we could put it so it's sitting on, yeah, I don't like it sitting on the flower. So never mind. All right. You know what? I do like it though. So we're going to go ahead and put a little adhesive here. Okay. And I think we'll just put it maybe right here. I think, yeah, I think I like that. Okay, there you have it. I don't think we're going to use this one. We could put it on right on top of this other one. Okay, let's do that because it's right here. And we can put a glue dot right in, or not a glue dot, a dimensional right in the middle. And we'll just slide, let's see, let's find the right angles here of each leaf. I think it's like that. So let's just do a little bit off since we already have it. Look at that. Ooh, I love it. Okay, so now we're going to put this and we're just going to adhere it directly on to the front of this card. And let me get the bone folder out and we'll just do this real quickly. Super fun. We'll add our adhesive here. And there we go. All right. And now we'll put this right on there. And, oh yeah, isn't that pretty? like it. Okay, now we have our greeting, and then we're done. So let's take a piece of, and we'll use this piece right here. Okay, and we have all these different little things of you. So I think maybe birthday wishes. I think it's like a little bit of a birthday card, or miss you, or healing hugs. We wanted to go right here. So you know what? I think we'll do a oh wow, why is this hard for me? We'll do birthday wishes. I think that might fill up that. Oh, that's too big. Never mind. We'll do love you. I think we'll do this one. Okay. So let me just wash this one off and put the stamp away, and we will, there we go. So we'll stamp this, and we'll just stamp it right here. Okay, we're just going to stamp it right on this piece of basic white. And you know what I'm actually wondering is if we should let's do this. All right, I'm going to see if this fits in here, okay? So it does not fit in that one. And it kind of fits in this one here, doesn't it? Can you guys see that? This is the die. And I thought, well, maybe we do that. Let's just see what it looks like, okay? And then if all else fails, I might have to do it again. So I'm just going to pull over our machine here, and we're going to let it be in that kind of crooked state there. Oops, excuse me. Now it's not printing the full flower, right? And that's kind of okay, because it doesn't really need to be the full flower. We'll just see if we think it's, so I got like half of it. So what I'm wondering is, if we do it sort of like this, what does that look like? I think that looks kind of good. I think that looks nice. All right, so we're going to kind of use that same flowery pattern. You could, if you wanted to, probably, you know what I mean? But I think it looks good, just like that. Just like that. We're going to put it right there. I think I might just take off a little bit so it's a little more flat. So let's bring over our cutting machine here, and we'll just ever so slightly, we're going to take this off, okay? Just a small piece. You guys can see that. All right, so bring this back over, and we're going to add our sentiment right here, right like that. And again, I think we'll put this up on, actually, I don't think I'm going to put it up on dimensionals. I think I'm going to leave this flat. And then, but don't think your dies just have to be used to cut out a stamp. You can use them for all kinds of fun things. And again, if I probably would have had a blending brush, I probably would go over that a little bit, but I like it. Okay, so now we need a little bit of bling, and then, so I brought a variety of colors that I thought, and I think we'll use these right here. Okay, I think we can get, let's see, I probably should have brought just some rhinestones, right? I don't know that those will go. I think these might look nice and fit our colors that we wanted to work with. And then we're going to probably add one more thing to our card. All right, so these are somewhat translucent, but I kind of like maybe this for the center of some of these. And maybe this is, oops, where'd that go? Oh, there it is. Okay. I think I'm going to put that clear one in the middle of that flower. And then let's see if this one here, I'm not sure if it goes or not. Some of these almost take on the color. What do you guys think? I like that. Okay. And then the last thing we're going to do is we're just going to add a little bit of twine. We have the ribbon on there, which I like. But you know what? Let's take some of this. And if you don't have any of this twine, I would just encourage you. And I know I heard somebody say it, and I was like, oh, I guess I never thought about it. But this is like a fail safe, you know, if you just always have it, just always have some on hand. And I don't know, I think it's it's one of those that's good to have. All right, and you know what we're going to do? We are just going to tie this around. So remember, we didn't glue this. Now, if I was thinking, I probably would have, you know, like a head, but I think it could use some pretty linen thread. So I'm just going to take this through here and tie it right next to this flower here. And I want to get somewhat kind of underneath it, right? I don't want to, and then I'm going to just make a big, hopefully a big bow. Yeah, there we go. And then I just have to, so these edges are already there. And then this one, I just need to trim off. And we're just going to pull it a little bit more so we get more tails, and it makes it look a little more whimsical, you know, is what I was kind of after. So yeah, I think I like that better. So you might want to either just do one layer if you're, depending on what you want it to look like. But there you go. I like it, you guys. I might add a few more little blingy things up here, but that is our card for today. So I hope you enjoyed it. These are our, again, this is what came in day number 1 for the 12 days of Christmas. And I will be on later again to share another project with you. But thanks you guys for joining, and we will talk to you soon. Bye.